Thanks, Beth.
All right,
Hi,
it's all yours,
everyone.
Amanda.
Thanks, Beth. So, in case you missed me on one of the last meetings, my name is Amanda Lijacuso. I'm your Member Relations Director for Ensemble. Oh, I'm going to hold on for 1 second because a whole bunch of people are coming in right now. Um, So I handle all things ensemble. Anytime you need something, feel free to reach out to me. And before I hand everything over to Beth, who's going to go through ADX with you, I just wanted to remind you all about Skyline, the regional event. It's happening in April. I know Sam and Deborah will be in Atlantic City, and we would love to see as many of you as possible. And Deborah, do you want to share a little bit more about what we have planned?
Sure. I know Amanda and I spoke about the one in Jersey. It's basically like a travel show. You're going to be able to get one-on-one time with suppliers and meet the suppliers that we work with. You're also going to be, if you come to Atlantic City, you also get me and Sam. But it's a very educational event, a very fun event. There is something planned the first night. I don't want to give too much away, but it is going to be a lot of fun. So it is fun, but it is also educational. Um,
Yeah. I'm sorry, Deborah. I thought you were gonna give away with our little surprise or talk about our little surprise. But yes, so Deborah's absolutely right. There's going to be training sessions. We're gonna have some fun things mixed in. There'll be roundtables with suppliers. You'll get to meet the ensemble staff. Beth and I will both be in Atlantic City. If those dates don't work for you, or if you're closer to another one, you're welcome to go to Fort Lauderdale, Chicago, or Newport Beach. And I believe that we are giving a little something away if we have people registering by Friday.
What are the
yes.
dates?
The dates are all different. I
In
did post.
April dates.
April
Yes.
is the 24th and 25th, I think, for
Atlantic City
Jersey.
is the 23rd and 24th.
23rd and 24th.
Chicago is April 10th and the 11th, and Fort Lauderdale is the 28th and the 29th.
Thank you.
Correct.
And so I can put the link in the chat here. The link has the information and how to register. It has the detail, kind of what the day will look like, and the full itinerary.
Correct. And the little surprise that Amanda was talking about was what I posted in our agent only group. We are giving away anybody that signs up for Skyline, whether it is in your area or if those dates don't work, if you choose another area, we are giving away 2 tickets for $250 each, a Delta credit for your airfare to get you to Skyline. So if you can't make it to Atlantic City, if you're in the New York tri-state area and you want to go to Fort Lauderdale or Chicago and you want to fly there, we are doing a raffle. Anybody who is signed up for Skyline by Friday, you have until Friday to sign up. And then on Monday, the 10th, we will do the drawing.
Yes, and you don't have to worry about once you're registered, you don't have to reach out to anybody, let them know. I'm able to see the reporting in real time. So as soon as you register, I'm alerted. I can pass that along to Deborah and Sam. And you'll be entered into the drawing for one of the $250 Delta Air credits.
Yes.
So
That
we
sounds like a
hope
good
to
reason to register to me.
right. Registration is $45. And then the hotel information and the prices for that are all on the website. Again, that link is in the chat. And good luck to everyone. I hope to see you all at Skyline. I can't wait to see who wins the raffle. And with that, I will turn it over to Beth since I kind of hijacked the ADX trading. I apologize. And I'm also going to leave my email in the chat before I go. If you have any questions regarding anything ensemble, please feel free to reach out to me.
Amazing. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, so my name is Beth Duran. I am your member engagement manager for the East Coast. I am located in the US on the East Coast. I'm in Brooklyn, New York. My role in Ensemble is to support and manage your ADX experience. So that means training, shooting you little "you can do it" messages, getting you into the tool, getting you using it, getting you motivated, all of that good stuff. I do work for Ensemble. I'm not a Tripark or ADX employee, and like I said, I am located on the East Coast. Just a teeny tiny bit of background. If it feels like I know what I'm doing or I'm going a little fast, it's because I've spent the last 6 years using the tool. So I am an ADX expert. I do know all there is to know about the tool. And today specifically, we are going to cover hotels. So before I jump into ADX, I'm just going to share my screen. Oops. So this is the Ensemble member portal. Everybody should have access to it. If you don't have access to it, or if you've never seen this before, please do let somebody know, myself or Amanda, and we will get you into the portal. Tons of information in the portal, but to start, you can access ADX by clicking on the Launch ADX button all the way to the right with the little laptop, and this will single sign you on into the ADX dashboard, ADX tool. I will come back to the portal at the end to talk about what else you may have seen on the screen just there. This is what we call the dashboard. A ton of information lives on this page specifically, but again, we're dedicating this training to hotels, so I am going to go right into the hotel tool. If you have already booked an air service, so sorry, my eye is bothering me. If you have already booked an air service for somebody, or you've already booked a hotel service for somebody, there is a very easy way to continue adding services onto that. What we're going to do right now is start fresh. We're starting from the beginning. So we don't have anything else booked. We're going to start with hotel. So all I've done is clicked on hotel, and we're just going to scroll down to our hotel search box. There's two ways you can do your search. You can search by destination, or you can search by property name. Destination means I can type in a city name. So for example, I could type in Rome, Italy, and I can go right down to Rome. Or I could type in a neighborhood, Hell's Kitchen. There you go. Or I could type in a landmark. So for example, if we're talking Paris, we could type in Eiffel Tower. You could even type in an address. So for example, your clients are going someplace and they know they have family or friends nearby. They could start typing in an address and it would pop up for them as well. If you type in the city, it does do city center. So just be very cautious about that. I would recommend being slightly more specific than just typing in Rome or just typing in Lisbon. There's thousands upon thousands of hotels in every single city. So just be very cautious with that. It does go by city center. And it does go by the address provided by hotels and by what Google pulls. So we have seen that somebody will put in Rome, Italy, and we'll see hotels that are located in China or the US or Australia. And this is because it's pulling in a different address that the hotel is provided. It's probably okay to omit those hotels, and we can do that by using a filter on the next screen. You can also search, like I said, by property name. This one you do have to be specific. So if you start typing the Ritz, it's going to show you all hotels that have the Ritz-Carlton. As we know, there are hotels that are Ritz-Carlton. So we do have to be specific. If you are not sure the naming of the hotel, I do recommend going right over to Google and typing in what you're looking for, and you'll get the naming convention. We do see that this one says the Ritz-Carlton Residences Waikiki Beach, and over here we see Ritz-Carlton Residence Waikiki. So we just need to just make sure we're double checking what the property is that we're looking for, and if you have a hard time finding something, you can reach out to me or to ADX support. Okay, with that, we'll go someplace fun. We will go to Lisbon. I don't know any landmarks in Lisbon. Does anybody know any landmarks in Lisbon? There's a wall, right? There's a famous wall.
I know regions, so like the Douro region,
Douro.
right?
Perfect. We'll do that. Douro.
I mean, that's not in Lisbon, but
Oh, that's in Italy, right?
that's
No.
in Portugal, but it's like right outside. It's a area outside of.
That should work. Did I spell it wrong? I spelled it wrong. Oh, I'm using property name. Ha ha ha. There it is. I spelled it wrong. Douro, Portugal. There we go. Thank you. And we'll go and select some dates. We'll go in the hottest possible time of the year. Now, rooms. We have several different rates available in ADX, and I'm going to go through them all individually. One rate is not accessed by the GDS, and the GDS we use for hotels is Sabre. All other rates are Sabre-based rates, and Sabre does not allow us to do multiple room bookings at once. So if we put here room 1 and we add a room or add a room, it's not going to pull through Sabre rates, and your rate selection is going to be limited. There is a workaround for booking multiple rooms at once, and I'll talk to that in just a moment. The other thing I just want you to be aware of is occupancy. It's up to the hotels how they load their occupancy information. We can't assume that a room is going to allow a child or 2 children, or it's going to allow 4 people. So I'm just going to, you can put 2 adults and 2 children, and then any rates that filter through should have the correct occupancy on it. But if the hotel hasn't provided the occupancy, it could affect your reservation. So my recommendation is just to double check the information. Grab the room category that you see, reach out to the hotel or look on the hotel's website just to verify how many people will fit in that room. You can also choose to include or exclude specific hotels. So for example, if we know our client likes to stay at Marriott's, we could say include Marriott. Or if our client says, listen, I don't stay at Hyatt or Choice Hotels, we could exclude those brands. And all we have to do is start typing, and we would select from the list. When you're ready, we click search. The first set of search options is going to be hotels. Great. So we have a couple of different filtering options here. We can filter by the estimated price that's displaying here. This is not accurate. This is an estimated lead-in price that was available as of Saturday. This doesn't get updated nightly or daily, but the rates on the next screen are live and dynamic. They are updated constantly. The rates that you'll see on the next screen, they should be in hotel local currency, but they can appear in US dollars, and I'm going to speak to that now. So the different rate codes that we have, I'm just going to zoom in there so we can all see it. As you can see, there are several different rate types. I'm going to start from the top. The Hotel Edge rate. These are US dollar, prepaid, 100% non-refundable rates. This is our only third-party rate. What that means is when you book this, you're not booking directly with the hotel. Instead, you're going through our third-party partners. They are capturing the reservation and sending it over to the hotel, similar to how Hotel Beds and Beds Online and Expedia works. They are 10% commission usually. They could be slightly higher in commission, which is why I say usually. And they have the ability to be marked up. So those are the pros. The cons to this rate are your client does not accrue any loyalty points. So if you book on Marriott through a Hotel Edge rate, they are not going to accrue their Marriott points. There are no added benefits or amenities with this rate, and they are really best for last minute stays, no frills stays. So for example, a client contacts you and says, hey, I need to be somewhere in 2 weeks for a funeral. I don't care where I stay as long as it's got a bed, just put me somewhere. And you say, no problem. You go in, all you see are edge rates. That's fine. They don't care where they're staying. They don't care about points. It's last minute. The reason why I say last minute is the third party is responsible for sending the reservation over to the hotel. And we've had it happen where agent books a client, 3 or 4 months in advance. They call up the hotel about a week later to confirm something, and the hotel says, we don't have a reservation. It's not that a reservation doesn't exist, it's just that a reservation doesn't exist for the hotel yet because the third party partner hadn't sent it over. Any questions about the edge rate?
So what do you do if they didn't send it over to the hotel? So what's our next step as an agent?
You can contact ADX support by clicking your name in the top right and then clicking ADX support. I know you can't see it right now because I'm zoomed in. And they can help get the third party partner to move the reservation over to the hotel.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. If you book it closer into the stay dates, chances are the hotel will have the reservation. I would recommend just not booking edge rates if possible. They don't help you as an ensemble member. They don't help your client with their amenities or their points. I am going to skip this green A. I will come back to it. The red S is a SABRE rate. This means that any travel advisor with access to the SABRE GDS can book the rates that you see. They're going to be your AAA rates, your third night, fourth night free rates, your members only rate, your prepaid rates, or just your best available rates. They are exactly what the hotel puts into the GDS. They're often what the hotel puts on their website. Your client will accrue loyalty points when booking this rate. There are no benefits or amenities for this rate other than their loyalty benefits and their loyalty points. And for the most part, they are commissionable. And you will see, sorry, lost my place. They are commissionable and you will see that they are guarantee, meaning they're not being prepaid. There will be occasionally the option to prepay a rate based on the hotel's inventory, but for the most part, they are guarantee. The next rate is a little gold and blue ribbon. This is the consortia rates or alliance program. These are preferred partners with Ensemble. They are commissionable. Your client will accrue loyalty points. Some of them have negotiated discounted rates. There are no added benefits or amenities other than your client's loyalty status. They do help you as an ensemble member. So as you book into these, the hotel program sees that our members are booking into the preferred partner rate, and they will continue to be a part of that alliance program. The last one in the list is the TE Luxury Program. These rates are booked through our sister company, Travel Edge. They are the hotel luxury program rates. So these are your luxury properties, 5 stars. And so these are your Four Seasons Preferred, your Marriott Stars and Luminous rates, your Mandarin Oriental Fan, your Belmont Bellini, so on and so forth. They're luxury properties with luxury amenities. Ensemble does have a contract with IHG, Intercontinental Hotel Group. That rate code is, I don't know what that rate code is off the top of my head. It is listed in the Ensemble member portal, which I can show you when we're done. I do recommend that if you are going to book into the IHG luxury program, that you don't do it here in ADX, and that is the only time you will hear me recommend not booking something in ADX. And the reason why I'm recommending that you don't book it in ADX is because if you book the IHG program through ADX, you're booking it through Travel Edge, and it's not benefiting Ensemble at all. I work for Ensemble. So I want you to benefit yourselves. I want you to benefit Ensemble. So if you do look for an IHG luxury rate, I'm going to show you where to find that information on the portal a little bit later. But everything else that you book in ADX under this luxury program rate does get booked through Travel Edge. It doesn't bother your clients at all. It means nothing to your clients. They get extra luxury amenities. They get their loyalty points. You get the commission that's attached to it. The only word of caution that I must provide is that if you do contact the hotel for any reason, you cannot say that you're looking to pull up a booking with Just Adventures. You have to say that you are Just Adventures affiliated with Travel Edge. Any questions about that rate or any of these three and the Edge rate?
I have one, Beth, really
Yes.
quick. You mentioned that the commission for Hotel Edge, but for the others, are they similar, like the 10% commission?
You'll see anywhere from 10 to 14% we've seen. Hotel Edge is pretty standard at 10% across the board with the ability to mark it up. The rest of the rates you'll see anywhere from 10 to 14.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
For Hotel Edge, you said that it was non-refundable.
Yes.
What is the refundability with like Sabre and Preferred Partner?
These are typically guarantee, which means your client's card is not being charged beforehand. There is a cancellation period, so if you do cancel, excuse me, outside of that period. So for example, we are looking at hotels for June, I think 12th or something like that. That cancellation period might be canceled by June 11th for full refund or no penalty. If we cancel on June 12th, they may take the full amount for the stay or one night. It depends on the hotel's policy. But your client's card is usually not charged prior to them arriving at the hotel for the rest of these rates.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's just like booking directly with the hotel where they would take the credit card for a guarantee unless it was a special prepaid discounted rate.
Right. Okay, cool.
Awesome questions, guys. Okay, the very last rate that I saved for last would be the amenity rate. And I know you had a session with Heather, I think a couple weeks ago, and Amanda, where they took you through the whole hotel program. And so this is the one that I'm going to spend a little bit more time on. We highly recommend, whenever possible, selecting the amenity rate. We understand that it's a smaller portfolio of hotels, just over 800, just under 1,000, somewhere in that range. So if you're not going to find amenity rate hotels in every single city and every single region. If you don't find the amenity rate, we do recommend the preferred partner, the luxury program, or just your average Sabre rate whenever possible, staying away from edge rates. Now, your amenity rates, what does that mean? These are best available rate. They're not marked up. Some of them are marked down. Very awesome. I have seen it happen where you compare an amenity rate with a Sabre rate and the amenity rate was lower. So you can tell your client, listen, you're not going to find this rate on the website. I'm getting you a lower rate plus all these awesome amenities that are included. Amenities are daily breakfast for two, a US dollar, it's usually 50 or 100 hotel credit. They will let you know if it's food and beverage or something else. Daily breakfast, early check-in, late checkout, $100 or $50 hotel credit US dollars, and a room category upgrade. Both the early check-in, late checkout, and the room category upgrade are upon availability, and they happen automatically. You don't have to do anything to add these amenities. You'll also find between 10 and 14% commission on these rates. They are guarantee rates, meaning your client's card is not charged beforehand, and your clients can accrue loyalty points on these. So not only are they earning extra benefits and amenities, but they are accruing their loyalty points. And this has just frozen on me, I believe. Oh, there we go. All right, so what are we going to do first? I am going to look for an amenity rate because if I don't find one, I'm going to have to change regions. We have to change locations. Okay, we're going to modify search. We're going to go someplace I know there is. We're going to go to Rome. Actually, we're going to look for the Colosseum. I'm going to modify this search. I'm looking for Rome because there's actually a really fascinating rate that we found. Heather didn't even know it existed. I pointed it out to her the other day and it was really quite awesome. Okay, The amenity program is also, I have seen, I think, some 3 stars, but it's 4 and 5 stars, where your Travel Edge luxury rate is only going to be 5-star. So it does offer a little bit of an option for those looking for something slightly lower in category. All right. You do have the ability to compare up to 4 options. You can compare 4 rates under one hotel, or you could do 2 hotels, 2 rates. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same hotel and we're going to compare 2 different rates. So I'm going to grab this Roccoforte de la Ville. I know it's pricey, but this is the one that has the really awesome amenity. And I'm just going to click this shortlist button over on the right. And what that does is opens a whole new tab in my search results. And then I'm going to look for a slightly lower rate. This Sofitel Roma is about extremely lower. So we're going to grab that one and we're going to click select. And what that will do is push the first tab into the Sofitel Roma while leaving my second tab as Roccoforte Hotel de la Ville. Now we're going to look at the rate options, and the rate options is what is changed dynamically, daily, monthly, hourly. It is changed dynamically based on the hotel's inventory. I am going to get rid of my edge rates. It won't get rid of the edge rates under the room category where there's another rate, but it'll get rid of the standalone edge rates. I'm also going to sort and see if we can't bump that amenity program up a bit. Good. And here's where we start to compare. So we see that the superior room ensemble rate is about €896 or 980 US dollars per night, giving us a total of about 4,580 euros with 10% commission. And we can look at the details of that rate by clicking details right next to the shortlist button. And we're going to see the ensemble amenities right off the bat. Early check-in, late checkout upon availability, a $100 food and beverage credit. They can get a nice dinner or a nice breakfast. Well, they have breakfast included. This one says 2 people per room, 1 child under 12, free breakfast in the parents' room. It should also say, oh, breakfast in bed, nice. And that should be about it. So we get early check-in, late checkout, $100 food and beverage credit. We get breakfast is included, says free breakfast in bed in the parents' room. And usually there is a room upgrade. They can swap out these amenities. So if you have a question about amenities, we can always grab this rate. You could shoot it over to partner relations or ask the hotel themselves what's included with this rate. I'm going to go ahead and shortlist this rate. And now I'm going to look for my Sabre rates. So the Sabre rate here is a stay longer and save rate. These are always going to be lower than the amenity rates because they're getting a night for free essentially, but they're not getting breakfast included, early check-in, late checkout, or that $100 food and beverage credit. So this is the same exact room. It's just about $100 cheap, about $100, 100 euros cheaper because they're saving, they're not paying for that extra night. And this is about that same, it includes breakfast. All right, so we'll grab this one because it includes breakfast and we'll click select on that one. And then we're going to go to, so now we have 2 rates selected. We're going to go to our amenity program at the, wait a minute, this one. We're going to go to the Roccoforte Hotel de la Ville and we're going to select rates for this one now. So here we see deluxe room, panoramic view, super king, or the king can be twinned. And we see ensemble, eternal city break. And we're going to review the details. This one is super special. This one is 1,791 euros, roughly 2,000 US dollars. This one includes right here 15% off because we're ensemble. $100 US food and beverage credit once per stay, a buffet breakfast included, a one-way transfer is included from junior suite and up, a welcome aperitif, free upgrade at time of check-in, and 2 entrance tickets for selected museums. And this is what they get through Ensemble. They won't find this anywhere else. So I'm going to go ahead and shortlist that one. And then I'm going to look for that Sabre rate, which is going to be the same exact rate. There we go. Deluxe room, panoramic view, super king or king can be twin, same exact room, eternal city break, and we see details. And this one will have free entrance to spa. Nice. 15% off breakfast. They're going to get a welcome aperitif, but they're not going to get, oh, and they get 2 tickets off of one of the following museums. But they're not going to get early check-in. They're not going to get that $100 credit, and it's about the same price, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and click select here. And now we should have 4 rates up at the top. We've got one rate is Sabre, one rate for our amenity rates. Now, those of you who are asking about cancellation and refunds, these are all guarantee rooms. Our client's card will not be charged at time of booking. It's going to let us know the supported cards, and it's going to let us know the cancellation policy. If we cancel this prior to June 13th, our client's cards will not be charged. There will be no penalty. We will also see an estimated commission down at the bottom, and we'll see the total for the room and the grand total if there's any taxes, so on and so forth. So I'm going to click quote all.
One question, Beth, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Absolutely.
Two things. It doesn't tell you what the commission will be, though, the actual amount.
We can see that on the next page.
And the other question that I had for you, and I just lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh, it was like right in my head. I'm sorry. If it comes back, I'll.
Absolutely. We were talking about cancellation.
Yes. So no deposit ever, just guaranteed.
So I won't say ever. There are some hotels that will require a deposit. It should tell you if it's taking a deposit. It'll let you know. I'll show you the screen on the payment screen. There's a column for services that are payable and services that are guarantee. So if it's payable, it'll be on the left and guarantee will be on the right.
But most of them is just guaranteed.
Most of them are guarantee, correct.
Perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely. So if you ever pull in more than one service, which we have, we've got 4, you never want to click quote or book. You always want to click quote all, because that will pull all the options that you've selected into a single trip and allow you to compare them. If you click quote or book, you're going to tell the system that you only want to quote or book the service that you're looking at. So nifty thing about ADX is you can customize practically everything for your clients. It automatically names the trip based on the services that you've started with. So this one is saying our trip name is multiple hotel services. I'm going to go ahead and change that to summer in Rome. And we're going to click save changes. And while that is saving, you also have the option to rename your services. So we want this to look nice and clean for the client. So instead of this saying Sofitel Roma Villa Borghese in all capitals, maybe I wanted to say Sofitel Roma Villa Borghese in sentence case. Actually, I think it's proper noun case. I keep forgetting. So you could do that with every service requiring it. So for example, if I wanted to make this look nice, Sofitel Roma, oh my gosh, Villa Borghese. And that's not how you spell Sofitel. Save changes. It's just going to make that look cleaner and nicer. Another tip and trick is that you have the ability to expand the service details. It'll show you the rate type that you're looking at quoting. It'll show you the guarantee requirements. And then down here, you'll see the hotel overview and the rate description. These are all editable, she tried to say. So for example, if we click read more here, the hotel provided this in a really weird paragraph format. So for example, we can click edit. We can get rid of this nonsense because it's not needed. And then we can start to make this look a little bit better if we were interested in doing that. It does take a teeny bit of time from you, but we can make it look very nice very quickly. Gives it a very nice description. The rate description will always come through just like the hotel entered it into the GDS. We cannot change that. Otherwise, we may we could potentially ruin the rate description and provide information that wasn't initially in there, and we won't do that, right? That'll make us liable, that'll make you liable. They'll show up at the hotel claiming something their advisor said, and the hotel will say, I'm sorry, you're out of luck. So we always provide the information exactly as the hotel provided it. But for example, maybe they don't need to know that there's high-speed Wi-Fi optical fibers, or that there's a high-speed transmission line for that, or an RJ11 outlet and an RJ45 outlet, although that is probably useful. So I would leave that in there. So we can always take this information and switch it up and change it, and of course make it look a little bit prettier without the capitals. And then Eileen, I believe it was you were asking about the commission. You'll see the estimated commission down here, and then the total in euro, because this is in Rome, provided the hotel will pay out to Ensemble, and then we'll disseminate to the agency. And this is always on the base rate, not the taxes and fees. Any questions about any of that? Okay. To compare your hotels, as you can see, we have 4 different rates. We've got 2 from the Sofitel Roma and 2 from the Roccoforte Hotel. We're going to come all the way down to the bottom, and we're going to click Compare Services. And now we're going to select Compare Hotels. This will generate a completely different PDF document from the itinerary. An itinerary combines services. So we don't want to send that for a quote with multiple services, especially for the same service type. If we're offering a quote for a single flight, a single hotel, single insurance policy, a single activity, then an itinerary is great. But for multiple of the same service type, we definitely want to make sure we have a separate document. So here, if we scroll down, we'll see I've renamed the document. It says Summer in Rome. It's got my branding. If we assign travelers or clients, we'll see that on the left, and it will have the advisor information on the right. And then we'll see our 4 rate options. Now the system automatically groups by rate type, not by hotel. So the first 2 are our Sabre rates, and the second 2 are our preferred rates with amenities. And it will indicate those that it's an exclusive upgrade with this little box here. We can call out those upgrades in a note box all the way at the bottom, or we can call them out by listing them separately in the rate here. We can also hide any row we don't want. So if we don't want to call out the agent exclusive upgrades, we just click hide. Or if we don't want to display the per night breakdown, we click hide. Or if we don't like this section where it's including all of the hotel amenities, we click hide. And then again, this section here, sometimes the property images don't come through great because they come from a third party. So maybe we don't want to display all of this. Maybe we just want the website. We can copy the website and paste it in that note box, and then we can hide this whole row. When you're ready to download the document, you just click Download PDF. The system will render the document and auto download it for you, and then you can send it to your client. So you see I've removed that per night breakdown, and then we've got our rate description, which of course you can edit. I didn't take the time to edit. And then you've got your cancellation terms and the hotel information. Any questions on comparing? Okie dokie. When your client has made their selection, you're just going to come back to the trip. So I'm just going to go back to my trip here. And since they're quotes, we're just going to remove anything that we don't want. I'm going to keep the Roccoforte de la Ville, and I'm going to keep the amenity rate. So I want to make sure that this is the amenity rate. So on all the others, I'm just going to click remove, and that's just going to remove the quoted service from my trip. Because nothing's booked, nothing's guaranteed, the hotel doesn't even know that this quote exists. We're just going to scroll down, and we're going to see this euro 9,950. We're going to get almost 900 euro out of that. And then converted to US dollars, we can see that is approximately, it doesn't convert it for me. I thought it converted. Apologies. And again, if we wanted to take a look at that overview, oh my God. So all of this obviously is not necessary. We can click edit, and we can get rid of that because I believe it's from COVID. We can get rid of tons and tons of stuff, but we're just going to get rid of this. That was information about the spa. We'll get rid of this, and get rid of that. And that will just make that a little bit shorter so that when you take a look at the itinerary, it looks much different. I did mention that if you have already booked or quoted a hotel and you want to add services, this is very important. I don't know if you're using this already, but you're just going to come down to the bottom and click Add ADX Service, and you're going to select Air or Hotel. And the reason you're going to do this is it helps keep everything on one document. If you are selling the 24/7 VIP service, that covers a single trip. It covers all services on the trip. So this is a trip. So if you have multiple services divided out between different ADX references or ADX trips, that service, that 24/7 VIP support fee, is not going to cover all of those. You have to buy it per trip. It's only going to cover the services on the reference where it's been purchased. So just keep that in mind. And also you get a single document versus multiple documents. I'm going to go ahead and add some clients to this. So I'm going to click on Clients and Travelers, and I'm going to add the Smiths. They already exist in the system for me. But if you didn't have clients in the system, you're just going to click on New Client and build your client profile. So I'm going to add Mr. Smith. Now, Sabre rates, which are the amenity rates, your basic Sabre rates, your preferred partner rates, and the Travel Edge luxury program rates. Those are all called Sabre rates. They will only allow us to pass through one traveler per hotel room. If you had multiple people traveling, you could add them to the document. They won't display on the itinerary if you just have one hotel room. It's a weird glitch, I'm sorry. If you want the hotel to know that there are multiple travelers, just shoot the hotel an email and say, hey, on this reservation, Mr. Smith is not traveling alone. He is traveling with his wife, his child, his son, so on and so forth. I did mention a workaround for multiple rooms. If you wanted to add another room to this reservation, we can't add it onto the same confirmation number. So what we would do is we would add ADX service, add hotel, and instead of doing by destination, we know we want the Roccoforte de la Ville. We would just select that from the list and then re-quote that same rate and add it to our trip. And we can book them simultaneously, just each room will have its own confirmation number. Any questions? Yeah.
Sorry, I should let you ask if anyone has questions.
All good.
Here's my question now, because we do a lot of Caribbean and lots of all-inclusive. Is this the same policy where if we're booking, say, I don't know, Secrets someplace, Secrets Costa Rica, we would because it's an all-inclusive property, we would have to know the pricing per person.
Those are booked directly.
So for ADX, do you recommend using this for maybe Europe or a different destinations?
Definitely abroad. You can use it for all hotels that are in GDS or Edge rates. You just can't use this for all inclusives because again, it's a different pricing structure. So all inclusives are booked directly. But if you're booking a regular hotel in the Caribbean or in Mexico or Hawaii, then definitely you can use ADX. If you're booking domestically, if you're booking Europe, Australia, you know, Asia, anything like that. As long as it's not an all-inclusive, you can book it here. And they participate in the GDS, you can book it here.
That's great to know because we use a lot of travel impressions
for
the Caribbean, Mexico, and Costa Rica. So this is good for us because we can let the agents know, like, hey, if you're booking all inclusives, continue booking through VAX, TI, FunJet. But if the hotel is not an all inclusive, the next step would then be to use ADX.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
100%. Great call out. Thank you. Okay, so I have my traveler added. I have Mr. Smith, and he is assigned to the service. Oh, nope, he's not. We do have to assign Mr. Smith because I have 2 travelers. So I'm just going to add Mr. Smith, and I'm going to save changes. So all I did to do that was expand the service details and scroll down to the travelers section, and then I saw that there were no travelers assigned, so I assigned Mr. Smith. If I were to try to assign both of them, it will not allow me to save it because Sabre won't allow us to send multiple people through. It will only take one name. So I do have to make sure that there's just one name checked, and then I can save those changes. Now we're ready to take a look at our itinerary. So I am just going to come down to send itinerary. We are not sending anything. When we click send itinerary, we are just pulling it up for customization. We do have the option to add our 24/7 VIP support fee. I am going to uncheck my air planning because there is no air on here. I am going to set an expiration date and time for this. We're going to go, today is March 3rd, we'll do for 5th, and we'll do for 1 p.m. Eastern time. What I do recommend for ADX hotels is to come down to the hotel information section. I'm going to show you why. We have 2 options here. One is hide all but the first and last day of a hotel stay, and the second one is hide the how to get there section. So if we scroll down, we'll see a very lovely cover page that I have branded. We'll see my trip name and dates, and we'll see Mr. Smith. Technically it should pull in Mrs. Smith, but because she's not assigned to a service, it's not going to pull her in. Then we have our executive summary, and you'll see check-in, and you'll see stay, stay, stay. So this is that first customization option, the hide all but the first and last day of a hotel stay, and you'll see why. If we do the detailed section of the itinerary, it will do that same thing. So it will display our check-in date and then stay, stay, stay until check out. So I highly recommend selecting that customization option for hide all but the first and last day of a hotel stay. The second customization option was hide the how to get there section. This is provided by the hotel. It does lengthen the itinerary just a little bit because it displays it in the first display of the hotel. So this is the check-in date. It can be very useful, but if you know your clients are going to have a private transfer from the airport, from the cruise port, from the train station, then you can hide this because it's not necessary. So I am going to scroll up. I'm going to hide, and now I'm going to click save because I have made changes. And once the itinerary re-renders and appears, I can click download. That green box that was up at the top is our client payment link. It appears only in the downloaded version of the PDF. You would normally see it right here above the executive summary, but because I haven't downloaded it, you won't see it here. And there's the download. So we'll see our executive summary here. Now we see check-in and check-out, very clean, very neat. And if we had other services in here, like more hotels or flights, it would make it even cleaner. We do see our Pay Now button, which I'm going to open in a new tab. And then our detailed section will have our check-in date, and we have hidden that how to get there, so it's not going to display. And then we'll see our checkout date, and then we'll see our total. So we will see the Rocco Forte displayed in euros, and we will see the 24/7 displayed in US dollars. The link that I've clicked on is a client-facing payment portal. And as you see here, it says services payable and services requiring credit card for guarantee. If you are a full service advisor collecting your client's credit card and making the payments and guarantees for them, that is fine. We do have a method for you. If you're not a full service advisor and you prefer to let your clients put in their credit card numbers securely on their own, this is for you. It's just providing a secure method for your client to transfer their credit card details directly to the hotel without you ever laying eyes on that credit card number. It can provide a little bit of security to a new client or to any client. They can view the details of their hotel stay. For example, they can view their dates and make sure that's correct. They see the cancellation policy right here, and they do see that their card will not be charged for this amount. It will be charged for this amount. Then they're going to pop in their card details, their billing, If you have an address on file for them, a billing address, they can check this box and it'll pull that in. Then they'll confirm pay and they'll be able to receive their confirmation document. If, like I said, you are the type to allow to do full service, you are going to click on book on the hotel service. So you'll see here it is listed as payable because we do have a client attached. So we'll click book. It'll just re-verify any pricing, let us know that if anything has changed, and it'll push us through to the payment screen. So our hotel is still available. And now instead of clicking quote, we will click book. We do have Mr. Smith assigned as the traveler, so we are going to click book. It's going to ask me to verify our credit card details and verify our traveler details. Always re-verify name, making sure it matches correctly to their government ID. And then we'll get pushed into the payment screen. Excuse me, this payment screen is advisor facing. So for flights on this screen, you are actually able to split the payment method. You can do one payment method per ticket per person. For hotel, again, we are just guaranteeing, so there's no need to split a payment. And then we can, again, add in that 24/7 support, which would be paying at this time. And then you would scroll down, enter your client's credit card details for them, and then their billing address, agree to the terms and conditions, and click process. Once you click process, the credit card details are sent off to the hotel. They will have them captured and available for if you cancel outside of that cancellation period or if anything needs to be changed. That's pretty much it. Just a couple of last details. For any support technically, or for any questions about any edge rates, you can ask support right here. This will go right to the ADX support team and they can help investigate and provide troubleshooting or workarounds. If you are experiencing an issue with the modify button, which can be used prior to check-in, prior to the cancellation period, please do ask support for help. The hotel should be able to make any modifications directly as long as it is a Sabre-based rate. So the amenity rate, the red S, the blue ribbon, or the travel edge rate. It is made technically directly with the hotel. If they give you any problems, you're just going to reach out to ADX support and let them know, and then they can help you with that. Any other issues that you encounter, any questions that you have, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself. I can be reached, the member portal, and then you're going to come down to Ensemble. I'm just going to click on Ensemble Contacts. And then we're going to click on member relations, and my name is second because it is alphabetical order, and that is my email address and my phone number. So please feel free to write that down or take a screenshot or picture of it right now. You can reach out to me anytime, not anytime, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. As my working hours, I do have a 5-year-old, so I do log off pretty consistently around 5 p.m. every day. But like I said, I am East Coast. I am your person for ADX. The very last thing is I'm going to go, I'll give you a few more seconds just to copy that down. The very last thing before I'm pretty much done is I'm going to take you back to the Ensemble homepage. And we're going to talk about that special something that you should have gotten an email about over the weekend, and that is right on the homepage. So clicking on that. We are running a very special ADX incentive. It is through the month of March. If you have never made an ADX booking, now is your time. For all of my new ADX users, net new, never used ADX before, never made a booking. If you make your first booking in March, we will give you a $50 MasterCard digital gift card. For everybody else and for you new bookers, for every $10,000 that you book in ADX by the March 31st, you get a $25 gift card. It's in increments of 10,000. So for your first 10, 25. For your second 10, 50. For your third 10, 75. And for 40,000, you're going to get a $100 gift card. And you're going to stack these up. So at the $10,000 mark, you're going to get 25. At the 20,000, another 25, making it 50, so on and so forth, just stacking up your rewards. So take this training, go run with it, start booking, make your lives some money, and you can use this MasterCard gift card pretty much anywhere, right? You can add it to your Apple Wallet, to your phone wallet, and you can use it on practically everything. So any other questions? You've got about 4 minutes. I will take those now.
When
I
you
have
were
a-
looking at the room types, it said like ROR and like BB. Like what were those? What does that mean?
Um,
I think when you initially pulled up the like different rooms to
so if it
pick
said
from.
BB, I'm not a hotel expert, but I'm taking that to mean bed and breakfast. So bed is like breakfast is included if it says BB. I'm not sure what RO or anything like that means. If you have any questions about the room description or the room type, definitely reach out to. You could send it to me. I'll probably shoot it over to partner relations or to Amanda, or you can check the hotel's website and see if it lists anything like that.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I have a question, but Eileen,
Absolutely.
it may be run of house, which means like a standard
Oh, there you
room.
go.
So that would be like the standard room if you ever see ROH or RO. Quick question about commission. I see that they're not commission so much. I see that there's an option to put a service fee for the agents.
Yes.
How is that paid out?
That's paid out to the agency. So every agency gets a statement every month of commission that's paid out, and that it'll include service fees. Service fees, so commission for hotels booked in ADX is 100%. There's no fee taken off of that. So this 895.50 euro that's paid out by the hotel, converted to US dollars. When that's paid out, you'll see 895 approximately euro paid out in US dollars. For service fees, it's 95% is paid out. There's a 5% credit card processing fee that's taken off the fee. So if you charge a $100 fee, just add $5 onto it, and that's the credit card processing fee. Or if you're comfortable losing $5 from a $100 fee, that's fine. We take it right off the top of the fee. It's paid out to the agency level, and then the agency is responsible for paying out individually how service fees or commission works.
And when you send it to us, it will say, because one of the problems we have is some suppliers don't show us like what's commission and what's service fee. Do you guys separate it where it
Right.
will say, okay, perfect. That way we know who it belongs to and not coming in as commission.
Right. Every advisor should have access to their own reports as well. So you can do a check against that. And then managers, if you're not listed, Deborah and Sam, I believe, right? If you're not listed as a manager and you don't see a consolidated report in your reporting tool, let me know and I will get you listed as a manager.
Perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely. And then that way you'll actually have very quick and easy access to a full agency report. Anybody else? Okay. It's been lovely speaking to you all. We're right at 8:20. Oh, yes, Carol?
I'm sorry, I'm in a noisy area, so that's why I put it in the chat. I
Oh,
wanted to
yes.
find I wanted to find out about airline. Can we book airlines on here as well?
Absolutely. Any airline that operates within the Sabre GDS system and the Amadeus GDS system, you have access to book them. That is a full separate training. I'm happy to do a whole nother hour on it. Please, Deborah, Sam, let me know if that's something we're interested in, and I'm happy to set that up with you guys. I can also do one-on-one. So my email address that was listed, my phone number, please let me know if you want a one-on-one. I'm happy to do that as well. Absolutely, Carol. It's been, like I said, a really great pleasure speaking to you all, letting you know the ins and outs of the hotel system in ADX. Please do reach out to me if you have any questions or issues. Happy selling, happy booking. Go get those gift cards and have a great rest of your night.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank
My
you so
pleasure.
much, Beth.
Bye, guys.
Bye.